Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. I am in just outside of Dallas, Texas right now. May go out and do a bit of a storm chase today before I fly back tomorrow, and I can do my regular briefings from home, which are always a bit more easy. But right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. Today, by the way, is April 9th, and this is a mid-level water vapor loop, and you can see the next system out here kind of across the Aleutian Islands here right by Kodiak Island, and this one's going to be dropping down the west coast here, and it's going to cool us down a bit, and it's also going to kind of try to mainly impact California, but it will cool us down a bit and bring a bit of precipitation with it. We'll take a look at those details. We still have a system moving through today. Some winter weather advisories are still out there right now as well. If we take a look at 500 millibars, this is Alaska up here. We're looking at Washington, Oregon. We are going to have a couple decent days come up. As you can see, we have this ridge building here along the west coast of North America. It's going to warm us up a bit, but you can see the next system on the move here across the Gulf of Alaska there. And as we go on into the day Thursday, we're going to start to bring precipitation across western BC and then eventually down towards Washington, Oregon. But you can see how that 500 millibar trough kind of really put this energy down onto California coming up here. And then we do have an outside chance of having some ridging trying to build in here a bit and maybe get a nice weekend out of this coming up here before the next trough, as you can see, swinging down across Southeast Alaska into British Columbia as we go on in through Sunday night. So taking a look here, we're going to back this up to where we are almost recently or currently, and you can see that precipitation still ongoing across some of the Cascades as that system pulls through. This would be this afternoon right here. Still some showers maybe out and about, especially across the higher terrain in places like the Idaho Panhandle, western Montana, and some of British Columbia. And then we dry out as we go through tonight, and tomorrow should be a pretty good day, except if you're north of Vancouver Island there, you can see the precipitation already coming in. But for places like Seattle and Portland, we're going to warm up over these couple days pretty decently, and especially east of the Cascades. And as we go through Thursday morning, you can see kind of almost like an atmospheric river signature there into western British Columbia as we go through Thursday. Then that precip starts moving down across western Washington as we go on into Thursday afternoon, as you can see there, and eventually western Oregon. But you notice how the low kind of slides down the coastline here. This isn't a progressive low in here. It's not going to bring big windy conditions or anything of that nature, as this system looks like it's going to have eyes on California for the most part. Pretty dynamic storm forming right off the coastline there, but that also gives us a chance to maybe dry out a little bit. Some of this moisture spreading back up across Oregon here. We got to watch that. Maybe that'll bring some mountain snows with it as well, and some precipitation even down across some of the southern Willamette Valley and eastern Oregon. We'll watch that closely over the next couple days as well. And then that system will sit and spin there for a bit, and you can see that precipitation continuing across portions of Oregon there as well as we go through this weekend. So some places may not end up getting a nice weekend out of this, and some precip for the Blue Mountains as we go through Sunday. Then eventually that trough will be kicking out as we go on into early next week. And if we take a look here, this is the composite reflectivity of the Doppler radar. May look like as we go through the day today. Here we are coming up on currently here. You can see the showers still ongoing across some of the higher terrain. Looks like a bit of a convergence zone, maybe even across some of the central Puget Sound. Fairly weak. But you can see that shower activity should be wrapping up as we go through this afternoon and tonight, and we dry out a bit. But you can see that precipitation still ongoing into western British Columbia. And then as we go on in through the morning of Thursday, you can kind of see that next system riding down for western Washington even, and some of the southwest BC. Probably some pretty decent precipitation amounts across western British Columbia and Vancouver Island with the storm as well, as that kind of front is taking its time to swing down as we go into Thursday morning, shown there. And just a heads up as we go through the day today, there still is some snow for the highest passes up there, another 1 to 2 inches above 4,000 feet, 6 inches over the higher peaks above 5,000, and this goes on in through tonight about until midnight. So here's the daily 2-meter max temperature national blended models. This is for today. You can see getting into the mid 50s here, maybe some upper 50s and some 60s for the Willamette Valley, a little bit warmer eastern Washington. Going to tomorrow, we do bounce those temperatures back. We might even beat those by a few degrees. You can see maybe we'll get a 70-degree reading here across the southwest Oregon. And by the time we go towards Thursday, look at eastern Washington, maybe some 70s starting to show up. Same for eastern Oregon as well. You can see the valley starting to warm up this time of year quite nicely. And here we go on into Friday. So we start to bounce back a little bit here as that trough's going to be moving down the coastline, and still some warm temperatures off east. And look, by Saturday, we could have a nice weekend coming up here. I mean, not a bad day. It looks like 70, maybe low 70s for Portland. We might get another 80-degree day for some portions of eastern Washington. And this would be Sunday and Monday as another trough tries to swing down out of the north and west into the Pacific Northwest and cools us down yet again. And then the extended shows us maybe bouncing it back again after that. It is springtime. We get this yin and yang between these troughs and some of these transient ridges. And so this is what the European would look like. I think I went over this with the NAM, but let's go ahead and take a look at that one more time. You can kind of see the timing of this system here as we go on into the afternoon of Thursday, starting to impact northwest Washington. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, kind of a mixed look with things here. You can see April 18th, we're getting kind of this below average signal. But as we go through the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, you can see the below average across some of the west coast here and above average across much of the central USA. And here's an 8 to 14 day, again, kind of a little below average signal here and some above average temperatures across California. And the 8 to 14 is kind of interesting looking as well as we go through April 22nd. Check it out, that below average signal starting to emerge from much of the west coast. But we'll break that down day by day and see just exactly what is to that. But anyway, yeah, I'll be home in a couple of days here at the most. I'll be able to do my normal briefings from home and yeah, we'll to break everything down and we'll take a better look at things here. I have to keep them a little bit abbreviated here when I'm on the road just because I need to get back out and about and get some things done here before we start to head out for the chase, including a forecast of the severe weather down here. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. We saw the eclipse yesterday. It was pretty epic. It broke out literally a couple minutes before the totality occurred. We got really stressful there for a minute because some pretty thick stratocumulus clouds moved over where we couldn't even see the outline of the sun or anything for a while. And then right before it happened, the clearing just kind of broke out, just like a perfect timing there for us. So anyway, hope you guys are enjoying these videos. We'll do this again tomorrow most likely. And if not, then I'll talk to you the day after where I will be back at home.